When elders look back on life, the happiest ones don't just talk about what they regret. They share the secrets that made life worth living. These are the 7 most powerful lessons passed down by people who have lived long, full lives. If you follow them now, you can build joy, peace, and meaning every single day. Think about it. Someone who has lived 70, 80, or even 90 years has seen more sunrises, more challenges, and more changes than we can imagine. They've made mistakes, yes, but they've also discovered what truly matters. These lessons aren't about money or fame. They're about health, love, forgiveness, and the small daily choices that make life beautiful. Elders often say, "I wish I had learned this sooner." But the truth is, you don't have to wait until you're old to understand. Today, I'll share with you the 7 lessons that come up again and again when elders reflect on their lives. Lessons that can help you live with fewer worries, more joy, and a heart full of peace. When elders sit back and think about their lives, one message comes up again and again: health is everything. Many say, "I thought money was the most important thing when I was young. But as I got older, I realized money means little if your body cannot move, if your mind is not clear, and if your energy is gone." Think about it. You could have a house filled with treasures, a bank account filled with numbers, and a life filled with things you once thought mattered. But if you are too weak to walk through the park, too tired to laugh with your grandchildren, or too sick to enjoy a simple dinner with friends, what good is all of it? Elders tell us that the best investment is not money, but energy. When you have energy, you can enjoy your money, your family, your hobbies, and your dreams. Without health, everything else fades into the background. So what does it mean to protect your health? The answer is simple, though not always easy. Eat fresh foods, move your body, and rest well. Let's take these one by one. First, eat fresh foods. Many elders look back and wish they had chosen less sugar, less processed food, and fewer quick meals eaten in a rush. They say, "I wish I had eaten more fruits and vegetables, more home-cooked meals, more food that came from the earth and not from a box." The reason is simple. What you eat becomes your body. Every bite builds your strength or steals it. Second, move your body. Elders don't say you need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. Most of them just wish they had walked a little more, stretched a little more, played a little longer with their kids, or danced when they had the chance. Movement keeps the joints loose, the heart strong, and the spirit light. They often say, "If I had kept moving, I would still feel young inside." Third, rest well. Sleep and rest are often ignored when we are young. We think late nights and constant busyness show strength. But elders tell us the opposite is true. Without enough rest, the body breaks down slowly, silently. Good sleep is like medicine for the heart, brain, and soul. It clears your thoughts, repairs your body, and gives you the energy to live fully the next day. When you put these 3 habits together, fresh food, movement, and rest, you create a simple but powerful shield. It doesn't mean you will never get sick, but it does mean you will give your body the best chance to stay strong for as long as possible. One elder put it this way, "I saved money for my old age, but I forgot to save health." If you lose money, you can always earn more. But if you lose health, you cannot buy it back. That is why they call health the real wealth. It is the treasure that gives meaning to everything else. Money can buy a soft bed, but only health allows you to sleep well. Money can buy food, but only health allows you to enjoy the taste. Money can buy a ticket, but only health allows you to travel and explore. So the lesson is clear. Take care of your body as if it were the most valuable thing you own, because it is. Start with small, simple choices. A glass of water instead of soda, a short walk after dinner, a full night of sleep instead of scrolling late into the night. Over time, these choices build the wealth of health. And here is the best part. It is never too late to begin. Even small changes today can make a big difference tomorrow. Elders often say, "I wish I had started earlier." But they also say, "I'm glad I started at all." Health is the foundation of joy, freedom, and peace. Without it, life becomes smaller. With it, every day feels like a gift. That is why lesson 1, above all else, is this: health is the real wealth. Love is the thread that ties our lives together. When elders look back, they don't talk about the houses they owned or the jobs they had. They talk about the people who stood beside them, the laughter shared, the meals eaten together, and the hugs that warmed their hearts. Love is what makes the years shine bright, even in hard times. Saying "I love you" may feel small, but to the person who hears it, it can mean the world. Many elders say they wish they had spoken those words more often, not just thought them in silence. We sometimes wait for a special moment to express love, but the truth is, every day is special. The smile of a child, the touch of a hand, or the sound of a friend's voice, these are the moments to say it. Love isn't just about words either. It's about building memories with the people we care about. Cooking dinner together, going for a walk, watching a movie, or simply sitting in the same room in comfortable silence. These small things add up, and when elders look back, they remember these moments more clearly than anything else. One elder once said, "I don't remember the money I spent, but I remember the afternoons sitting under the tree with my grandchildren. I wish I had done more of that." Love lives in those ordinary, everyday memories. Another truth elders often share is that relationships take effort. It's easy to get caught up in work, chores, or worries, but love needs time. It grows when we water it with attention and care. Picking up the phone to call a friend, writing a note to your partner, or making time to play with your child. These are the simple acts that keep love alive. And love isn't only for family. Many elders say their friends were like anchors through life. Friends bring joy, laughter, and comfort during hard times. Keeping friendships strong by reaching out, sharing stories, and showing care is another way love shapes a life. At the end of life, what people remember most are not achievements or possessions. They remember faces, voices, and the way love made them feel. One elder said, "When I think back, the happiest memories are not about success. They're about the times I held someone close and felt loved in return." That is the gift of love. It lingers long after everything else fades. So what is the lesson? It is simple. Say, "I love you" often, and mean it. Don't hold back because you think people already know. Words spoken from the heart bring warmth, and no one ever grows tired of hearing them. Build moments with your partner, your children, your parents, your friends. Spend time together, create small traditions, laugh often, and forgive quickly. Love is the one gift that grows the more you give it away. Elders remind us that when our time comes to look back, it won't be the size of our house or the money in our bank that matters. It will be the love we gave, the love we received, and the people who shared the journey with us. So, if there is one thing to take from their wisdom, it is this: make love your priority. Whisper it, show it, live it. Because in the end, love is the greatest gift, and it is the only treasure we can carry with us forever. When you ask elders what they value most, many don't say money, fame, or possessions. They say time. Why? Because money comes and goes. You can lose it, and you can earn it back. But time only moves in one direction. Once a moment is gone, it can never be returned. That's why elders say time is the most precious gift of all. Think about a clock on the wall. The hands move forward, never backward. Every tick is a heartbeat of your life. We often believe we have endless time, but ask someone in their 80s or 90s, and they'll tell you, it feels like life passes in the blink of an eye. The school days that seem so long, the years spent raising children, the busy hours at work, they all add up quickly, and suddenly decades have slipped away. That is why it matters so much where and with whom you spend your time. Elders often regret giving too much of it to work, stress, or people who didn't truly care about them. They wish they had spent more afternoons playing with their children, more dinners laughing with friends, more quiet mornings holding hands with a loved one. Because in the end, those simple moments mean more than anything money can buy. Time is not just about years, it's about quality. Imagine two people. One lives to 90 but spends those years chasing things that never truly satisfied them. The other lives to 70 but fills their days with love, laughter, and peace. Who lived better? Elders say it's not the length of life that matters most, but how fully you live each day. And here's the good news. You don't need to wait until you are old to realize this. Every sunrise is an invitation. Each morning, you're given 24 brand new hours, like a gift wrap box waiting to be opened. You can choose to fill it with joy or waste it on things that drain you. You can choose to call a friend, hug your child, take a walk outside, or simply sit in silence and be grateful. These little choices make your life rich. Of course, life has responsibilities. Bills must be paid, work must be done. But elders remind us, don't let duty steal all your hours. Balance is the secret. Work enough to live, but don't forget to live. Make time for family meals, for laughter, for hobbies that light up your heart. Say yes to the things that matter, and don't be afraid to say no to the things that waste your energy. Elders often smile when they share this lesson, because they know something younger people forget. The moments you think are small become the moments you miss the most. That cup of tea with a friend. That evening walk with your spouse. That silly game with your child. When time passes, these are the treasures your heart will hold on to. So remember this: you can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Guard it carefully. Spend it wisely. Share it with the people who make you smile and with the things that bring you peace. Don't wait for someday. Time is the only currency you cannot earn back. And the elders want you to know, if you use it well, it will be the greatest gift of your life. Have you ever tried walking around with a heavy backpack that isn't yours? At first, you might think, I can handle this. But the longer you carry it, the heavier it feels. Soon, your shoulders ache, your back hurts, and your steps slow down. This is what holding on to anger feels like. Elders often describe it as carrying a bag of stones. Every hurtful word, every betrayal, every disappointment adds another stone. Over the years, the weight grows until it steals your joy. One of the clearest lessons elders share is this: forgiveness isn't about the other person. It's about freeing yourself. When you forgive, you're not saying, what happened was okay. You're saying, I refuse to let this pain control my future. Think about it. Life is already short. If you live to 80 years old, that's just 29,000 days. Do you really want to spend hundreds, maybe thousands of those days replaying an argument or resenting someone who may have even forgotten the whole thing? Elders often shake their heads and say, I wasted too much time being angry. One grandmother once put it this way: I spent 10 years not talking to my sister because of something small. When she died, I realized I had punished myself more than her. Those 10 years could have been filled with laughter, but instead, I filled them with silence. Her story is not unique. Many elders regret lost friendships, broken families, or missed chances because they couldn't let go of grudges. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to become best friends again. It doesn't mean forgetting what happened. It simply means choosing peace over bitterness. Sometimes, forgiveness is quiet. It's writing a letter you'll never send. It's whispering, I release you, even if the other person never apologizes. Elders also remind us that forgiveness isn't just for others, it's for ourselves too. Many carry regrets for mistakes they made, words they spoke in anger, decisions they now wish they could undo. They say the heaviest burden is not forgiving themselves. But here's the truth: if you can show compassion to others, you must also show it to yourself. You were younger then, less wise, still learning. Be kinder to your past self. Science even backs up what elders know in their hearts. Studies show forgiveness lowers blood pressure, reduces stress, and even helps people live longer. It's like setting down that heavy bag of stones and finally breathing freely again. Picture yourself as an elder, sitting on a porch at 80 years old. Do you want to look back and say, I wasted decades being angry? Or do you want to smile and say, I gave myself peace by forgiving? The choice starts now, not later. So here's the lesson in the simplest words elders can give. Life is too short to waste on grudges. Let go, and you'll feel lighter. Free yourself, and you'll make room for joy, love, and peace. Because in the end, forgiveness isn't a gift to the person who hurt you. It's a gift you give to yourself. When elders sit back and tell the stories of their lives, there is a common thread you will notice. The moments they smile about the most, the moments that bring a spark to their eyes, are rarely the times they played it safe. They are the times they were bold. They are the times they chose courage over fear. An elder might say, I was terrified to start my own business, but I did it anyway. I failed a few times, but oh, the people I met and the things I learned shaped who I am today. Another might recall, I almost didn't take that trip across the ocean. I thought it was too expensive, too risky, too far. But I went, and those memories are still alive in my heart, even after 50 years. Courage creates stories. It creates memories that shine brighter than the safe and quiet days we so easily forget. When you look back, you will not remember all the nights you stayed home worrying. You will remember the time you stepped onto the dance floor, your heart pounding, and tried something new. You will remember the thrill, the laughter, the joy of being brave. Elders often regret the chances they never took. They rarely regret the risks that failed. A failed business becomes a lesson. A missed step in the dance becomes a funny story. A trip that went wrong becomes an adventure you laugh about for years. But the chances you never take? Those leave a hollow space that never fills. One grandmother shared how she almost never learned to drive. She thought it was only for men. and she was afraid of making a mistake. But one day, with shaking hands, she sat behind the wheel. The first try was rough, but once she learned, she had freedom. She could visit friends, go shopping, and explore the world on her own. That single act of courage gave her decades of independence. Courage is not about being fearless. Fear will always be there. Courage is about feeling the fear and moving forward anyway. It is about trusting that the story you create will be worth the risk. Elders remind us that the joy of trying always outweighs the pain of failing. Think about your own life. What is the thing you keep putting off because it feels scary? Is it starting a small business you've dreamed about? Is it learning to play an instrument or painting your first picture? Is it booking that ticket to a place you have always wanted to see? Imagine yourself at 80 years old. Which will matter more, the comfort of staying safe or the memory of being brave? When elders look back, their eyes light up when they talk about courage. They speak of the mountain they climbed, even though their legs were weak. They laugh about the time they performed on stage, even though their voice trembled. They tell these stories with pride, because those were the moments they truly felt alive. Courage is a gift you give to your future self. Each brave step adds a new chapter to your life story. Each risk becomes a tale to share with your children and grandchildren. And even if the outcome is not perfect, the act of trying becomes a victory on its own. So start the business. Take the trip. Try the dance. Don't wait until it feels safe, because it may never feel that way. Jump in with your heart open and your spirit willing. Years from now, you will look back and smile, not at the times you stayed comfortable, but at the times you dared to live fully. Elders remind us, courage creates memories. And in the end, it is those memories, not the fears, that shape a life well lived. When elders talk about the secret to happiness, their voices often soften. They smile, not because of the money they earned or the things they owned, but because of the little moments that warmed their hearts. They say again and again, gratitude changes everything. Gratitude is more than saying thank you. It's a way of seeing life. It's like putting on a special pair of glasses that makes ordinary things glow with meaning. Think about it. The smell of fresh bread, the laughter of a child, the feeling of warm sunlight on your face. These are not small things. To someone who has lived through many seasons, they are treasures. Elders often regret that they spent too much time chasing more. More money, more things, more status. But as they grew older, they realized the happiest days were often the simplest ones. A quiet breakfast with family. A walk in the park. A phone call from an old friend. Gratitude turns these moments into gold. One elder once said, "When I was young, I thought happiness was a big house. Now, I know happiness is the people who gather inside it." Gratitude shifts the focus from what's missing to what's already here. It teaches us that joy isn't found in the next purchase or achievement, but in the now, in the little gifts life is already giving. Psychologists today even back this up. Studies show that people who practice gratitude live longer, sleep better, and feel less lonely. Elders didn't need studies to tell them this. They lived it. They learned that when you count blessings instead of problems, life feels lighter. Gratitude is also contagious. When you thank someone sincerely, their eyes brighten. When you notice the effort someone makes, they feel seen. Elders often wish they had expressed more gratitude to their partners, children, and friends while they had the chance. A simple thank you or I appreciate you can strengthen bonds that last a lifetime. And here's the beautiful part. Gratitude costs nothing. It doesn't depend on how rich or poor you are. You can be grateful with empty pockets or a full bank account. Elders say this is why gratitude is so powerful, because it belongs to everyone. Think of an ordinary day. You wake up, the sky is cloudy, and you feel tired. Without gratitude, the day feels dull. But with gratitude, you notice the softness of your pillow, the chance to start fresh, the simple gift of breath in your lungs. Suddenly, the same day looks brighter. Elders remind us that gratitude doesn't just change how we feel, it changes how we live. When you're grateful, you waste less time comparing yourself to others. You spend less energy complaining. You find joy in little things, which makes big things even sweeter. Life stops feeling like a race and starts feeling like a gift. So here's the lesson. Don't wait until you're old to practice gratitude. Start today. Look around and name 3 things you're thankful for. It could be the smile of someone you love, the taste of your favorite food, or even the fact that you're alive to hear these words. Write them down, say them out loud, or whisper them quietly to yourself. Gratitude is a small habit, but elders say it's one of the most powerful. It makes hard days easier, good days brighter, and ordinary days shine like diamonds. If you want to carry one lesson with you from those who have lived the longest, let it be this: happiness isn't found in getting more. Happiness is found in seeing more beauty, more kindness, more reasons to give thanks. Because in the end, gratitude doesn't just change how you see the world. Gratitude changes you. When elders talk about their lives, one thing comes up again and again. They say, "I wish I had believed in myself earlier." So many of them admit they wasted years, even decades, doubting who they were, doubting what they could do, and letting fear make the decisions for them. Think about how often you stop yourself before you even begin. Maybe you've said, "I'm not smart enough to start that," or "I'm not brave enough to try." Elders say they did the same thing when they were young. They let opportunities pass because they didn't think they were ready. They said no to chances because they were afraid of failing. They cared too much about what other people would think. And later in life, they realized the only person they needed permission from was themselves. Here's the truth they want you to know: confidence doesn't appear like magic. You don't wake up one day and suddenly feel bold. Confidence grows little by little, every time you try something new, even if you stumble at first. Imagine a baby learning to walk. At first, they fall again and again. But they don't stop. They pull themselves up, wobble, and try again. With every fall, they get stronger. Soon they're taking steps without thinking. That's how belief in yourself works. Every stumble is practice. Every attempt is progress. Elders say the things they finally did, the speech they gave, the trip they took, the small business they started, the book they wrote, those are the moments that gave them pride. And almost always, they wondered afterward, "Why didn't I do this sooner?" When you look back at your life, you won't remember the nights you stayed quiet because you were scared. You'll remember the times you spoke up. You won't remember the dreams you locked away. You'll remember the ones you dared to chase. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you'll never fail. In fact, you probably will. But elders remind us that failure fades. What lasts are the lessons you learn and the strength you build along the way. The regret of never trying is heavier than any failure. So, what does believing in yourself look like in daily life? It can be small things. Applying for the job you think you're not good enough for. Signing up for the class even if you're the oldest or youngest person there. Speaking kindly to yourself instead of tearing yourself down. Elders say the best gift you can give your future self is to start today, even if you're not ready, even if you're scared. Because the more you try, the stronger your belief grows. And here's a secret they share. Most of the people you're afraid of impressing or disappointing are too busy worrying about themselves to notice your every move. So stop waiting for the world to tell you you're good enough. You already are. Believing in yourself is not about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to show up, try, stumble, and try again. It's about trusting that you have more inside you than you realize. And it's about remembering that even elders, who once doubted themselves, now look back and say, "If only I had trusted myself sooner, I would have lived more fully." So take their wisdom to heart. Don't wait. Start small, but start today. Take one step toward the thing that scares you. Speak the words you've been holding back. Try the idea that won't leave your mind. And when you do, you'll discover what elders already know. You are capable of more than you think. These are the 7 lessons elders pass down, not as warnings, but as gifts. Each one is like a light in the path, showing us how to live with more joy, more love, and more peace. You don't have to wait until old age to understand them. You can begin today. Every step you take now will shape the story you tell later. So let me ask you, which of these lessons speaks to you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your answer might inspire someone else. And if you found these lessons helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom to guide your golden years.